Hi everyone, my name is Camille and welcome to my channel. So this will be the first video up on my channel, so I'll just give you a short intro about me and what my channel will be about. So of course, like I said before, my name is Camille. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and I am a mother to Amira, and she is 6 months old. So basically my channel will be geared towards baby products and mommy and me activities. Maybe later on my channel will move into something else, like such as beauty, but it just depends on what everybody else likes. So without further ado, let's move on to what this video will be about. This video will be about the Snoo. I have used the Snoo with Amira from day one, since when we brought her home from the hospital. At the end, I will go over the pros and cons and how I actually feel about the product. So first, I will give you a background on the Snoo, and I'll just read what they have on the website. Oh, and before I read what they have on the website, I will say that this is not a sponsored video. We purchased this with our own money. I thought it would be cool to do a review for parents who are looking for a non-biased review on the Snoo. So on the website, it says that the Snoo is a responsive baby bassinet that boosts a baby's sleep by combining gentle rocking and soothing white noise and snug, safe swaddling. It's created by Dr. Harvey Karp, and he's the author of the 5 S's, if you ever heard of that. The Snoo helps babies by imitating and calming sensations of the womb. What the Snoo does. So basically on the website, it says that the Snoo is supposed to add 1 to 2 hours extra per night of sleep. And it's supposed to remind the baby of the womb. So it's supposed to be the safest baby bassinet on the market because it has the baby sleep on their sides and they're all swaddled in, so they won't be able to move or turn, or they won't be able to flip over. It soothes upsets by responding with gradual motion and sound. It also comes with a mobile app with convenient controls, daily sleep report, and tips from Dr. Harvey Karp. It gives a 30-day trial with no risk commitment, and you can ship it whenever you need it. You can set the date, and the delivery time will be based on your due date. So for me, I purchased mine, I think maybe a month before Amir was due, because they did have a sale and I wanted to make sure I catch the sale. So I went ahead and put in my order, and then they didn't ship it out until closer to my due date. So it just wasn't, taking up space in my house. So the benefits are, like I said before, it adds 1 to 2 hours of sleep. It naturally sleep trains. It prevents dangerous rolling. It is the only bed that does this. Some more information on the Snoo is that it's recommended from birth to 6 months. There are 4 levels, with each level gradually increasing its motion and sound. You can adjust where the levels start at in the intensity. So if your baby likes the fast rocking, you can start it off at like level 2 or level 3. That's normally what I did. So it will allow the child to fall asleep faster if your child does like the fast rocking back and forth motion. So I'll go into my experience with the Snoo. So I actually used the Snoo the first day that I came home from the hospital. The first 2 weeks were rough, but I was very determined to get the Snoo to work because we spent all this money on it. Amira took all of her naps and all her nighttime sleeping in the Snoo. Even when other people were watching her, at the time we did have some extra help with a nanny, or when our mothers would come visit, then we would encourage them to use the Snoo for all sleeping. And I found that a lot of people found it bizarre. Well, not a lot of people, just our moms, Amira's dad's mom and my mom, and our nanny slash babysitter. They all found it strange because it's like this machine that rocks your baby to sleep. Normally the mother or the father does that. So they just thought it was weird because they're really old fashioned. However, in the long run, I don't think that the Snoo grew on them because they're just so old-fashioned. They want to have that skin-to-skin contact. They want to rock Amira to sleep. They want to cuddle with her, all of that. So I don't really think that they liked it. However, me and Amira's dad love it. I will say that it did take some time for her to adjust. Early on, for like the first 4 weeks, I would recommend that you keep a close eye on the baby, especially if your baby does have a tendency to throw up. Amira did have that tendency for a while. I had her on breast milk for the first couple of months, so it wasn't the formula, that was just her and her eating habits, I guess. So I would recommend to keep a close eye on the throw up, so you can clean up the throw up or wash the sheet or wash the swaddle or whatever you need to do, or wash your baby's face off, because me personally, I did not like having throw up or anything on Amira. So I would just keep a close eye on her. I don't think that the baby would necessarily choke on a throw up or spit up. I need to stop saying throw up because that's kind of gross. I feel like spit up is a better term. So I would recommend to keep a close eye, but since they are laying on their back, I don't think that they would choke on their spit up. Another thing that I recommend is to keep it in your room, close to your bed or on whoever's side has the night shift that night. That made it super easy for me. I, in the beginning, was the night shift person. I'm still the night shift person because I'm a night owl. So I would keep Amira's bassinet right next to me on nights that I was super tired and I knew that she was just a little cranky. I would make sure that I would just keep it next to the bed, and if she started crying, then I would just reach in and put her pacifier in. I did not have to get out of bed and walk anywhere. She was literally right there. So I feel like that was so convenient. The Snoo did help me sleep train Amira. Originally, I was not looking to do anything like that until she was around 6 months or 7 months. But the Snoo helps teach the baby how to self-soothe. As I mentioned in the beginning of my intro, Amira is my first child, so I don't have really any background with children or sleep training, but I found that Amira slept longer at night with the Snoo. I didn't need to intervene as many times as I feel like I would if we didn't have the Snoo. Sometimes I did allow Amira to cry out, because the Snoo encourages you to do that, because when the baby's crying, it'll increase the motion and increase the white noise. And just in case, I did consult with Amira's pediatrician, and she actually recommended the Snoo. So whenever Amira would cry, I did not immediately get up and soothe her. I would allow the machine to soothe her. When the machine automatically cuts off, which that's what it does when the baby is crying too long, then that's when I would intervene with, you know, checking to see if she needed her diaper changed, if she needed a feeding, if she needed, you know, some soothing, just wanted to cuddle real quick, and then I'll put her back in. Or sometimes I would just put her pacifier in and she would be fine. I did have a whole routine in order to get her sleep trained and accustomed to the Snoo. I won't go too much in depth about it because, like I said, I'm not a pediatrician, I'm not a child expert, I'm not any of that. I don't even have multiple kids. Amira's my only kid, so I don't want to go too in depth about it because every child is different, and I just did whatever worked for my baby. Next, I will go into the pros and cons of the Snoo. The pros are that Amira was sleeping through the night for at least 6 hours between the times of 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. by the time she was around 2 to 3 weeks old. Now, that wasn't consistent. It would just be a couple days out of the week, but she did consistently do it by the time she was 1 month old. Another pro is that it puts her to sleep. I don't have to rock her to sleep. I don't have to cuddle her. I don't have to do any of that. After I give her her bottle and make sure that she's changed, I put her in her Snoo and she's good to go. She normally falls asleep within like the first 5 minutes of me putting her in the Snoo. Another pro is that it has a built-in sound machine, so you don't have to worry about going out and buying one. I do have 2 other sound machines. I have a portable one, and I have one in her room for when we do move her into her actual crib. Thought it was really cool to have a built-in sound machine, because I know some parents, they don't want to invest in a sound machine, so they use their phones. However, the phone, it has the brightness, so that could possibly keep up your baby, or your phone could die, or it could cut off for some odd reason on YouTube. And since the sound machine is built in, you don't have to worry about that. As long as the Snoo is on and connected to Wi-Fi, the sound machine keeps on going all throughout the night. Another pro is that it keeps track of how long she sleeps, and it tells you how many times you picked up the baby throughout the night, and also it tells you how many times your baby woke up, how many times your baby needed to be soothed. So that's really cool. So if you don't remember things such as like the last time you fed your baby, for me example, I was terrible with that. It would tell me how long she's been asleep, and for me, I would always feed Amira and immediately put her to sleep. So it would give me like a roundabout time of the last time that I had fed her. Another pro is that it's easy to clean. All you have to do is slip off the swaddle and take off the crib sheet and just throw it in the dryer, in the washer, and it cleans it perfectly. No stains, no nothing. Cons. The number one con for me is the price. It took me a while to break down and buy the Snoo, mainly because the original price is around, I want to say $1,300 before tax. I'm not sure. The original price for it is $1,300, $1,398. That's expensive for a bassinet, especially when you can get a bassinet for like a fourth of that price, maybe even less. I know another bassinet that I was looking at was the Halo bassinet, and I believe that retails for around $200. So yeah, $1,000 Snoo or $1,000 bassinet is just ridiculous. When I first heard that, I'm like, it better feed Amira, change her, play with her, all of that. Like, that was just ridiculous to me. But after doing some research on it, I realized, you know what, it might not be that bad. Which it isn't that bad, especially because they have sales throughout the year. So I was able to get mine for 40% off during their anniversary sale. I believe their anniversary is around October, so you should definitely look out for that. But they also do give military discounts. At the time when I was researching it, the military discount was also 40% off, but I'm not sure if that's still the case. But you can use anybody in your family's military discount as long as they fill out a form for you, and you can get that 40% off. However, if it was no discounts, I definitely would not buy it. It's $1,300 for a bassinet that your baby's only going to use for 6 months. That's crazy. And you might not even be able to use it all the way to 6 months, depending on how long your baby is. Or if your baby is able to turn over, then it's time for them to get out the Snoo. Another con is that it's heavy. It's not super heavy, but especially when I was recovering from my C-section, I had a hard time moving it around. When our parents would come visit and they wanted to watch Amir throughout the night, we would move the Snoo into the rooms that they were staying in, and it was just a lot for me at the time. I haven't tried to move it since then. It's literally been in the same spot, but that's just another con in my opinion. Another con, the Velcro on the swaddles, it sucks. I don't know if it was because I washed it way too many times. Like I said before, I don't like my baby covered in throw up or anything like that. I said I was gonna say spit up. I don't like my baby covered in spit up. So I was constantly washing the sheets and washing the swaddles, and I felt like, and I followed the washing instructions to the T. So I feel like maybe I washed it too many times, but the Velcro stopped working. So I had to, figure something out. So I ended up using my hair clips, these big black hair clips that I use. Hopefully I'll be able to figure out how to insert a clip to show you, or a picture what these clips look like. But I use it for my hair, but I just decided to, try to use it for the Snoo swaddle, and it actually worked. That's something that you could try if you're like me and the Velcro just stopped working after a while. Well, not stopped working, but stopped sticking good enough. Once your baby gets older, they'll start moving around and squirming and trying to get out the swaddle. So you need that strong Velcro hold. And after too many washes, the hold is just not there. So find you some clips, clip it down, and you'll be good to go. Speaking of swaddles, another con for me is that you can only use their swaddles. I mean, I guess it could be a pro because it comes with the swaddles that you need. But me, because I told you guys it took me months to break down and buy this Snoo, I had already bought a bunch of different swaddles, and I spent like all this money on swaddles, and I was not able to use them in the Snoo because the Snoo won't even turn on if the swaddle is not connected in the clips. So that's just something else to keep in mind. Another con with the swaddle is, I don't know if it was because of the Velcro, or another con for the swaddle of the Snoo for me was that my baby was able to get her right arm out of it all the time. I don't know, well, I know it's because the Velcro wasn't strong enough, but I don't know why she was able to get her right arm out almost every single time once she started getting older. I think it started happening around like 4 or 5 months, and it was just ridiculous. It would wake her up in the middle of the night because she would be constantly grabbing at her hair or grabbing at her face and scratching her face. Hopefully the Snoo people are able to fix it. Then I could scratch that off my cons list. Another con, I feel like I have a bunch of cons. Another con is that it has to be hooked onto Wi-Fi, which we do have Wi-Fi, so that wasn't a real big deal to me until one night that the lights went out, all the electricity went out on our street, and we were just like, wow, like we can't even use the Snoo. We could still put her in there, but it wouldn't rock her to sleep. So that kind of sucked. So yeah, it's not too big of a deal, but it's a big deal, especially if you don't have Wi-Fi. So I have one more con, and then I was able to think of one more pro. So I'll start with the con. Another con is that you are only able to hook up one Snoo to one phone. So if you do have twins, which I don't, so this isn't really a con for me, but I still want to put this out there for everybody. If you have twins, you can only have one Snoo to one phone. So you'll have to make sure that you and your partner have each of the Snoos hooked up. I have seen the new company is trying to figure out a way to connect 2 Snoos or 3 Snoos to one phone, but I don't know the status of that. My pro is that you can connect the Snoo to multiple phones. So I have the Snoo app on my phone, I have the Snoo app on Brian's phone, that's Amir's dad. His mom and my mom, they also have the Snoo app. So they can see if Amir is sleeping, so they know when to call us. So if they see that she's not in the Snoo, then she's most likely awake, so they can call, FaceTime her, say hey. And if they do log in and see that she is asleep, then they know to wait and not wake her. So I thought that was really cool. So overall, my opinion of the Snoo is that it's worth the money as long as you get it on sale. We are fortunate and blessed enough to be able to afford a luxury like that. I don't believe that the Snoo is a necessity, it's a luxury, just like a luxury handbag or a luxury car. If you have the money to do it, splurge. If you don't, you can definitely find something that is.
Okay guys, so I got sidetracked here, but I was basically saying that you can still find a great bassinet that is cheaper within your price range. As I stated before, the Snoo is a luxury, not a necessity.
Like I said, if you pay attention closely throughout the year, you can get a nice discount.
Something that I did was that I constantly stalked their Instagram and their website because they didn't always promote the different sales that they were having, and they didn't always send emails. So that's something that you guys can also try to do.
Literally stalked them until I seen that it was their anniversary and I got the 40% off. Now, I have never seen a Snoo discounted more than 40% off. So if you think that you're going to get a better deal and you want to wait, I don't think you should do that, in my opinion. Now, I know you can find Snoos on eBay, but I personally didn't want to do that. I felt better just buying a brand new Snoo rather than a used, because you have to deal with the shipping. You guys know how some shippers are, they throw stuff around. I just didn't have time for that. I would have been pissed if the Snoo would have came with even a scratch on it or anything. So I do recommend just outright buying it, or you can also rent it. You can do that as well. That might be the safer option. You can always send it back if you don't use it, all the way up to 6 months. Me personally, we plan on having more kids and I value my sleep. I didn't mind paying the $800 instead of renting it, and I think that it comes up to around $800. I think it comes up to $800 after you calculate each month. It comes around that price. So I was like, I might as well buy it. We plan on having more children, so we can always pass it down. Amir has cousins. Actually, her cousin has the Snoo right now. So we're just gonna spread the love. We felt that it would be better to just outright buy it rather than rent it. That's the option for parents who are kind of nervous about spending that much money on a Snoo, or if they only know that they want to use it for X amount of months because they want the baby to be in a crib by a certain age. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. I tried my best. This is my first video, so I was kind of nervous. Background doesn't bother you guys. This is my first video, like I said. Eventually I will try to come up with a different setup, but this video I felt like needed to be my first video to kick off my channel as far as like a mommy and me channel. I wanted to get this review up for parents who are on edge about buying the Snoo. I definitely think you should do it if you can afford it. And also I wanted to do a non-biased review. Like I said, we bought this with our own money. We used it the entire time from when we brought Amir home all the way up until she was 6 months. So please like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions, leave them down below. If you have any other reviews you would like me to do. I have a bunch of baby products that are popular on the market. I don't know if you can see in the background, but I do have the Baby Brezza sterilizer, and I do have the Munchkin diaper pail. So if you would like me to do reviews on those, I will do that as well. So until next time, see you guys later.
Here's a mirror in the Snoo at the highest level. You see the black clips that I got from Amazon. And the blue pillowcase is not from the Snoo. It's something I bought off of Amazon. It's a satin silk pillowcase.